guess guacamole.
What did we talk about last?
The show.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Glenn.
I'm Alan.
I'm Rambo, and we are
Bastos
BBoys.
All right, so today we're doing Mexican mukbang. We have Lolitas. I don't know if you've ever been to Southern California, in San Diego, specifically San Diego. Lolitas is one of the top 5 Mexican shops out here. So what are we having today, Rambo?
So we have some quesadillas. We have Carne Asads Fries, adobada chips, and chicken roll tacos.
Yeah.
So,
And some Modelo to wash it down.
oh yes.
With, so, cheers guys.
fellas.
Let's dig in.
All right. So, did you guys catch any sports this week? Baseball in particular?
I got some highlights.
Oh, yeah. Well, I caught the end of the NLDS. Good game.
Not for the Dodger fans.
Well, for a San Diego fan, it was a great game. So to see Kershaw go down, hashtag Kerchoke.
Brutal.
Oh, it was good though.
I don't know. My thoughts are, if the Dodgers are going to lose in the playoffs, I would rather them lose in the first round than make it to the World Series for the third year in a row and to lose. I think it gives Dodger fans false hope that they're gonna get a ring. But
well, okay. As a Dodger fan, what are your thoughts on Dave Roberts? Should they have cut ties, or because they said this week that they're gonna bring him back next year.
I mean, I like him as a manager. I mean, he does great during the regular season, but it seems like when it gets to the postseason, his coaching, his managing is not up to par. But who am I to say? I'm a average Joe that lives in San Diego. What do I really know about understanding the game of baseball? I feel like hindsight's always 20/20. If for Kershaw, if he got out of the 7th and 8th inning and brought in Jansen in the 9th, and
then Dave Roberts would have been a genius.
Yeah, it would
right?
have been a genius. So I feel like hindsight's always 20/20. It's always coulda, shoulda, woulda. But kudos to the Nationals. It was a 5-game series. So you can't really blame it all on Game 5. So
Do you think that so in a situation like that, so Dave Roberts, he takes them to the playoffs. At some point, are you going to look at your players? You know what I mean? A coach can only he can make a few calls, but when you're a player, at least in my opinion, I'm not a professional baseball player, but
and you're not executing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, your role is to go out there and execute, like you said, Alan. And these players are not executing. They're not doing what they're paid to do.
yeah. I feel like some of these guys press too much.
When it matters,
they
too,
try
right?
too much.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Bellinger, he it seemed like in the playoffs he kept trying to swing for the fences.
Yeah.
Every single time, every swing of the bat was like, okay, I'm trying to hit a home run. It's like sometimes you gotta understand the context of the game. If you got guys on base, sometimes you don't necessarily have to hit for power. You can
Just put it in play.
Yeah, just put it in play. Hopefully, these guys make an error or it's just over the shortstop or something. And kind of get runs in versus trying to swing for the fences and you're not moving any runners. You're just adding another out that it's not necessary. But
So I didn't watch the series. Was the series tied and it was like do or die
it was
situation?
2-2.
Oh wow.
2-2.
Okay.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, they alternated games. So I think it was it, did Dodgers win game 1? No, I think Nationals won. I think it was Nationals, Dodgers, Nationals, Dodgers, and then Nationals won game 5. If I'm not mistaken. If not, it was the other way around. But nonetheless, tied 2-2. Game 5, Bueller pitched a dang near perfect game.
Bueller.
Bueller. But I don't know. Kudos to the Nats. You know, we'll see how well they do against the Cardinals, and then.
Well, they're already up 1-0. They shut him out last night.
Near no hitter.
And then with the American League, with the Yankees and the Astros.
Should be a good series. I think is that game tonight.
I think it's actually going on as we speak.
Nice.
So, my prediction is whoever wins out of the American League, I think it's going to be the team to win in the World Series. But again, it's playoff baseball. You know, I thought the Dodgers are going to make it to the World Series and win, and
It's the only time when baseball is exciting is
Exactly.
in October.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. Good thing basketball's starting right now, so I can get my mind off that and watch the Lakers play.
Well, how are they doing? What they had a couple preseason
Well,
games.
they had one game against the Warriors, and they won that one pretty convincingly. And they played 2 games in China, and lost both of those games at this point. But we'll see.
Side note: this food is bomb.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I just took a bite of a simple quesadilla, and I was like, "Damn,
All
just freaking
try
cheese
this.
and tortilla.
I'll have one too.
Let's try
It's
this.
freaking danks."
Yeah.
On his own, at this point in his career, is Anthony Davis a Hall of Famer?
Mmm.
His eyebrow is one in the making, dude. It's unibrow for sure.
I think it might be a little bit too early to talk, but I think it's his
It's like this and shit.
Seven.
It's like
7th or 8th season.
if he stayed in New Orleans with Zion, what do you think?
Ooh.
Oh, that's crazy. I watched Zion's highlights from the preseason. He looks pretty good. I mean, he's not dunking on everybody like he was in college, but he's you can tell he's going to be a dominant player
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
for sure.
Shoot, how old is he? He didn't
18. Wait.
he only played 1
No,
year, right?
19.
Did he play just 1 year in Duke?
Yeah, because I think he's the first NBA player to be born in 2000.
He's an overgrown 16-year-old.
I think he's what 6'6", 250, something like
6'7",
that.
280.
Oh dang. Well now it's
What about the East?
that's what I was thinking. And I don't think Celtics are gonna be as good.
Speaking of which, have you seen that fandom around that guy, Taco Fall?
Oh, Taco Fall, dude.
Dude.
That guy is so tight.
Every time he comes out on the court,
He's a standing ovation.
dude, even from the visiting team, the other fans, they're like,
Yeah.
"Ah!" There's guys sitting in the stands like dressed up in tacos, you know, like. When I first saw him, I thought he was that was Kevin Garnett. You know, I was like, oh, dude, yeah, Kevin Garnett.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
But the winner's gonna come out of the West. I'll tell you that.
They're gonna
West,
take the
baby.
whole
Because there's no more what it do, baby.
Before that, why don't we take a shot?
All right.
Wait, hold on. I gotta get me some more. Well, I haven't even had these yet. It's Carne Asads Fries.
They're bomb.
Lolita's Taco Shop. Carne Asads Fries.
Only in San Diego.
It's so good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Proper 12. Spicy.
All right. So, any Netflix shows you guys are on? Any binge-worthy topics? I know for me, Netflix just put out season 5 of Peaky Blinders. So seasons 1 through 4, I plowed through that last year. Super good.
What is this show about?
It's kind of
I
like
don't know what it's
English gangs back in the 1920s. So, you know, really good, harsh accents. You know, gangs, fighting, betting, all that good stuff. So, the way that season 4 ended was like, oh, cool, that's the end of the show. That's it. I was like, dang, that was good. Then, sure enough, Netflix launched it I think it was this week. So last night, I think I went through like 4 episodes of season 5.
Well, I think it's time for another shot.
All right, here we go.
I don't know how these shots poured, but let's do it.
Magic of editing.
Okay, so what is on your watch list right now? Something that you haven't watched.
So for me, Alan suggested to me, which I watched the first episode, which was really good, which I don't know why I haven't gone back to it. It's called The Boys.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Amazon Video, right?
Yeah.
Amazon
Prime,
Video?
Yeah, Prime Videos.
So
Dude.
the first, 10 minutes is like...
Just that intro is super good. So check out the
Mind-blasting.
super good. It's a spin off
good.
or a spin on superheroes and
Yeah.
kind of society's take on them. So super good stuff.
Yeah, I like it.
I finished it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched it.
Okay.
So you need to
You gotta catch up, bro.
You gotta catch up so we can.
I watched
so we
it
can
in
talk
one
about
weekend.
It.
Forget Breaking Bad and forget El Camino. I don't talk about The Boys.
So my to-do list right now is not to-do list, but what I'm watching right now is The Masked Singer.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm watching The Masked Singer season 2, and then I'm also on the final season of The Walking Dead. And what are you watching,
Dude, I am so behind on Walking Dead. I think I only got to season 3, and then kind of hit pause. So right now, oh my goodness, because of the fact that NBC is launching their own streaming service called, I think, Peacock. So they're gonna be removing a lot of these NBC shows, i.e., The Office, Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
So I rewatched. This is my 4th time going through The Office, and I'm telling you, dude, I'm telling you, each year,
Bears
it's like each time,
Battlestar Galactica.
each time it gets better, right? So I think I'm on like freaking season 6 right now, so I'm plowing through it. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to Parks and Rec. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm watching Peaky Blinders, so I'm gonna get through that on the pipe.
Or what about Euphoria? I've been hearing a lot about Euphoria. I don't have HBO,
Same here.
so I haven't watched it yet. But
Is it worth the subscription? That's the question.
I hear it's really good. A lot of people were talking about it.
It's I finished season 1, and it's pretty good. It's
I heard there's a lot of controversy.
So for
behind
me
it.
it's hard to watch because I mean it's pretty graphic, and you have to remember that these are not teenagers; they're adults playing teenagers. But the story is about the problems and issues that teenagers go through, and how they deal with them, and how they get through them. Put it this way: Euphoria should be because based on it's like a coming of age thing, so you would think it's meant for teenagers, people who are like 13, 14 years old, 15 years old, whatever, in high school. But no, it's not. So I mean, I mean, if you're gonna watch it, and you're gonna watch it with your kids, if you have kids or whatever, use some discretion because it is pretty graphic. And
But does it glamorize like high school students?
No.
Or does it get to like the nitty gritty of like drug use and sex and things like that?
So nitty-gritty.
That.
The nitty-gritty. The nitty-gritty.
Nitty-gritty. I think it's good for parents who don't know how to talk to their parents about drugs and sex.
Their kids about sex?
Yeah. So I never had that talk when I was a kid because my parents are like 40 years older than me. So it was kind of like...
They're like, figure it out on your own, bro.
Yeah. So it was one of those things.
It's coming for you.
But I think it's one of those... I mean, if you could... You're either gonna be on one side or the other. You're gonna say, "This is crap." Like I would never let my kids watch that. Or you would say, "Man, this is very, very educational for my teenage son or daughter." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm on that side of the fence where I think it's very educational, and it depends on it depends on where you sit on your morals and your values and stuff like that. If you're old school religious type person, it's probably something that's not for you. But if you're very open-minded, and again, these are issues that I wish when I was a kid, when I was a teenager going through high school, that I knew about because I was a late starter in life. You know what I mean? So I highly recommend it. Don't know if you'd watch it with kids or teenagers because it can get uncomfortable depending on like your upbringing. But it's very good, and it has Zendaya in it. She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
So.
Ha Zendaya, ha Zendaya. El Balbule.
Africa.
I
don't know how we veered off into that.
So, Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders, yes.
I'm gonna watch
Dude.
that.
The Boys.
Now,
Good.
which is now season 5. So
It is on my to-do list, and the guy that's the lead actor in there, I'm a big fan of his. You know why? He was in the Boiler Room, and he was also Frank Jr. in Friends.
Was he?
You guys watched
was that Frank
Friends,
Jr.?
right? That's Frank Jr.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Damn. All right.
yeah. So Phoebe's brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's a very talented actor. But again,
I'll tell you this though: if you watch this, you are gonna want to put on a zoot suit or some suspenders or one of those kangaroo hats.
Kango hats.
You know.
am
And,
I gonna want to drink like moonshine?
dude, you're gonna want to
Oh,
drink
man.
straight whiskey because that's all they drink.
Oh, really?
Talk like, hello,
Hello,
I'm from London. Why do I sound like Peppa Pig? You know? Sorry, I have kids. But yeah, no. Peaky Blinders.
man.
Highly recommend it. It's super good.
All right. Well, we finished about 80% of the food here.
That's a lot of food.
There was a lot of food.
And I honestly thought I didn't order enough.
Yeah.
I know.
The alcohol was good. The beer. The shots of Proper 12.
Proper 12.
Hey, so if you guys have any suggestions on our next mukbang, which is food broadcasting, let us know. Filipino food, fast food.
Preferably something that's also in San Diego.
Yeah. Come on. So, do we want to do a straight dollar menu from Mickey D's? I don't know. 100 nuggets?
It's up to you.
100 nugget challenge. I'm
Or we
down
could
with
just
that.
go straight Popeye's chicken, you know.
I want to try those Popeye chicken sandwich. Wait, is it Popeye chicken sandwiches?
Yeah, that whole thing that went crazy.
Yeah, that whole craze.
Well, let us know what you guys want us to do, and we'll do it.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
If you liked our video, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and follow us on our Instagram and our Twitter at
.com.org/IE.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with another video.
Until then, oink oink, baby.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Come on.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cool.